Well, I just went out, put a couple of hours on the TX300 TPI bike, and it is amazing. Compared to the last range of TPI bikes, I had a 250 TPI, an 18, and a 19 300 TPI Husky, and both great bikes, awesome. But this thing just has mega amount of smooth power right off idle. So it's just smooth. It's not peaky. Still got a good strong power band, but most of the time you don't even need to use it. They're just very super clean up through the RPMs. And it will virtually pull any gear straight away off idle. First, second, third gear starts, not a problem at all. It's just so torquey and peppy. Suspension is really nice on it. I haven't touched it. I haven't adjusted the clickers. I took a screwdriver with me to do some adjustments out on the trail, but took it over all the same spots that I've taken the other bikes over and for testing, and haven't had to touch anything. Haven't had to touch the front fork, so I'm running 135 psi on the front. I wound up the preload on the back to get the sag correct. One thing I noticed is that this new plastic thing here is really soft. You've got to be very careful with it. You can't get a wrench in there, so you've got to spin it somehow. What I did is, in the end, just sprayed it with WD spray, and then just put a screwdriver that fit in nicely into there, and just levered it off the frame here to wind it up. So I ended up with about 30 static sag and about 105 riders sag, which is about perfect. So handle's good. I haven't had to adjust the forks up and down. Turns in nicely. As I say, just super smooth power. Can't even explain how nice it is. It's just puts the power down so nicely. It's a dream to ride. Yeah, got the handlebar adjustment and everything correct on it. Don't need to touch that again. The brakes are I changed it over to the Brembos for the rear, and that's been really good. I didn't really like the Maguras much. Put the Brembo on there. Used a Magura bracket because they changed back up to the bigger axle. The motorbikes apparently use a bigger axle. That caught me out last night. Had to do a little mod on it to get it to fit. Skid plate is great. It's took a little bit of a pounding today. The link skid worked good. Didn't get caught up on anything. Yeah, these things are awesome. Got the fan, just put a switch on it for now. They don't have any wiring. The TX doesn't seem to come with any wiring for the fan like the TEs do. Yeah, man, this is the way of the future. This, I've had two TPI bikes and borrowed my buddy's KTM 250 TPI, which is nice. That his 250 TPI just very smooth power as well, but the 300 just has more of it everywhere. So ergonomics good, just felt comfortable straight away. There was no feeling uncomfortable or trying to look for controls. The boot didn't get hooked up like on the previous model. The boot didn't get hooked up in here. It's nice and smooth and flush now, much better. The grab handles were handy today. We had to lift out over a few obstacles today. That was good. Didn't get real hot, but I did use the fan when it was needed, so that wasn't really much of an issue. But yeah, man, this bike is awesome. It's just crazy. As they say, they've really got this fuel injected bike sorted out now. I don't know what oil they put in it for the running in, but it's funny. It smelled of strawberry, so they might have used a flavoured oil in the oil tank. As you can see, I'm running the FMF turbine core 2.1 because we need a spark arrestor up here in Canada, catch the forester light, which 2-stroke would never do, but whatever. And running the FMF gnarly on it. I do run a recluse, it's my personal preference. That's neither here nor there. Skid plate fit really good. The only thing is that I had to zip tie the back of the skid plate up while I put the bracket on the front, whilst it kept wanting to slip forward and slip off. But I don't think it wasn't a drama, it was just something we had to do. These brackets for the exhaust are much better now too. That stupid little pivoty joint that they used to have was pretty fucked up. It's the same on the front too, and behind all the mud in there as well. Front forks felt really, really nice. These are what they call the exact forks. They've just smooth, really nice and smooth through the stroke. They haven't got the sharpness that the other air forks had on the TXs, which I ran the air forks on my previous TPI bikes because I like them. But these are even better than my previous forks that I put the MX Tech mid-valve kit in. So off the shelf, this bike is set up just beautifully. So yeah, I have to say it's the best bike I've ever owned, and just feels supreme. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes for the race on the weekend. But I've got nearly 2 hours on it now. Any questions, just leave it down in the comments. More than happy to answer any questions that you have. And we'll see you when I've got a few more hours on this thing, and let you know how it's going.